This news broadcast is brought to you by Confectionery Delights International, CDI, the world's leading supplier of exquisite chocolate. Try our Nutty Nature line of products. Rabbit Tracks, delicious hard lumps of brown nuts. Or our nice long lumpy logs of chocolate, nougat, and nuts. Numbers 1 and 2 on the Bristol stool chart.
Good evening. Welcome to CPOO News. I'm Lucy Bowles.
And I'm Anita Dump.
All of North America is celebrating Infection Prevention and Control Week. Events are taking place in many communities to raise awareness about preventing infections. Here in Peterborough, the Golf and Country Club hosted a golf tournament which was attended by the President of the United States. Never one to miss an opportunity to speak to the masses, he provided an impromptu press conference at the health center after the tournament.
Thank you. Look at this crowd. It's the greatest crowd this room's ever seen. I'd like to thank all the staff here. They have the greatest staff, don't they? Because of their hard work and dedication over the last few years, PRHC has reduced their C. diff rates bigly. I mean, they're huge decrease in rates. We're going to build a wall. It's going to be the best wall ever. And that wall is going to be surrounded by hoarding. And that hoarding is going to be per the CSA and IPAC standards. And I'd like to address the fake news at this time. Ebola. And finally, we're not going to call it no. But any patient traveling into this hospital from anywhere outside of Canada is going to be screened. That's right, screened for CPOO, because we don't want anybody bringing some of those bad bugs into this hospital and affecting our amazing, amazing patients and staff. Those bugs are bad hombres. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Words from America's most popular president ever. Next we go to our reporter, IBS, for a live report from the stool conference being held at the Convention Center.
Thanks, Anita. One of the most common problems in hospital documentation is the completion of the bowel record. Professionals working in infection prevention and control rely on accurate and timely information to determine if a patient with diarrhea has C. difficile. I'm here today with ICP to get the scoop on poop.
If the patient can tell the healthcare provider how many times they've had a bowel movement and what it looks like, then this information becomes part of the medical record. If the patients aren't able to provide this detailed information, then we rely on healthcare providers to use collection hats to get what we in the field call an eyewitness poop. Recording this information on the adult bowel elimination record helps to highlight concerns with increased frequency of loose stools and can determine when isolation and C. difficile testing should be initiated. I would like to say for all ICPs everywhere that a well-documented and complete bowel record is a spectacular thing.
Thank you, Ivy, for that engrossing story. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Confectionery Delights International introduces its saucy sausage line of confectionery treats. Choose from a firm biscuit chocolate-covered bar or a smooth, soft, cylindrical chocolate snack. Number 3 and 4 on the Bristol stool chart.
Are we on air? Next up, we talk about the challenges in acquiring quality stool specimens. Over to our reporter, Ivana Seymour-Butts.
In talking to experts at this convention, it appears one of the biggest challenges is when someone comes into the emergency department with a history of loose stools but then doesn't have any further bowel movements. It is almost impossible to be able to poop on demand, so it becomes a waiting game for infection prevention and control to see what the next bowel movement will look like to determine if someone can come off isolation. Currently, research is being done into fright therapy to help expedite the next bowel movement. Researchers are testing a variety of ways to scare the crap out of you.
This story is brought to you by Confectionery Delights International, CDI, and the pass-through line of mushy products, including teeny tiny chocolate-covered marshmallow treats or fluffy chocolate ragged drops of frosting. They're smearific, numbers 5 and 6 on the Bristol stool chart.
Well, that's all for tonight's broadcast. I'm Lucy Bowles.
And I'm Anita Dump, pinching off.
This newscast was brought to you by CDI's rich, creamy, liquidy chocolate milk. Get your squirt today. Number 7 on the Bristol stool chart.